Hello. First off, introduce yourself. Who are you? Where are you from?
Hello everybody, my name is Randal. I am from Stockholm, Sweden. And I have come down here to Budapest with the awesome Swedish team with 15 other Swedish players.
So, when did you start playing Vitus?
I started playing Vitus around 2000, casually. Competitively, I started playing Vitus around 2008, 2009, something like that.
Okay. Before this tournament, what was your reasoning behind choosing this particular deck to be your Lutz-Unmada based both deck?
So, the day before the EC Day 1, we were playing the Nations Cup, and I chose to play Unsung Tap and Bleed with Fashion Tablets and Liquidations, which I had played in Stockholm quite a bit, and it felt nice. I liked it in Stockholm, but it did really poorly in the Nations Cup. And when I was looking around in the last chance qualifier, I just decided I'm not going to play this. So what can I play that will qualify me to day 2? And I played Lutz-Unmada a lot of times, and I wanted to try it in a big tournament with my new changes to the deck.
Okay, cool. Did your goal was to qualify to day 2, not to actually win?
My goal was not to become Apache Jones.
Okay, you said your bar low.
I said my bar
low. Yes, what's Apache Jones?
Apache Jones is a competition that we have in Sweden. For each major tournament, the people who want to join this competition sign up, and the person who does the worst result, gets the lowest result, has to, as a prize, change their name on Facebook to Apache Jones, and have to change the profile picture to the picture of Apache Jones, but with their head cut in on Apache's head.
Okay, so that was your goal. So I could say that you succeeded brilliantly at not being Apache Jones.
Actually, to be honest, there was just half of my goals. The other half was to actually qualify for day 2, since I qualified for day 2 in the US, and I think that the EC is a lot bigger tournament. I would like to up my game and qualify to day 2 in the EC.
So, it apparently went very well for you in the preliminaries. How did you do? How did the preliminaries go?
The preliminaries went good. I got a grand total of 2 victory points, and 2 game wins, and 8 victory points. The first game I won 1 and 4, and that was actually, I didn't think I could manage that, because my Predator was playing a Nefandus imbued rush deck, and my Predator was playing Ignacio Giovanni rush combat, and this deck I played doesn't run any combat whatsoever. But as it happened, my Predator's Predator was a Kassage deck that took a lot more table presence than me, so I made a deal with my Predator that he would stay untapped and survive, and if I got the 3 victory points, I would forfeit the game and give him 2.
Would you withdraw?
I would withdraw.
The one thing in the rules that you usually only see at EC.
Yes. Yeah, I would withdraw.
So you more or less flew under the radar, or tried to play?
Yeah, I sniped the first victory point with a well-timed parity shift and approximation of loyalty on the delaying tactics. And after that, it was my cross-table ally, which was the Kassage diary, had almost triggered Kassage, and I made the deal with my Predator because it was getting quite low in pool. And what happened, which was what I thought would happen when I made the deal, was that the Kassage diary would eventually oust my Predator, and I would take a heads up with the Kassage. So I was playing for that heads up, and Kassage was triggered. He played he bled out his prey, and he did a Sidari refraction for 3 delaying tactics. And I outplayed him with some help of Enkel Cog.
So when in the finals, first off, did you know what you were facing in the finals, the other 4 decks?
Yes, I knew them quite well, actually. The deck I knew the least was Tomas, the Polish guy's block Celerity gun deck. But the other decks, I knew what Errol was playing because he's played it many times. I know what Hugh was playing because he has played it many times, and I've met him in the same situation in many finals. So I know his deck quite well. I had a pretty good idea what Tiago was playing. Tiago was playing Necromancy Power Bleed. So yeah, I had a good idea.
So what was your reasoning with a particular seating you chose? Because you chose to have Errol as your prey and Hugh as your predator. That means Stanislava as your prey and the classic grinder by Hugh Hangsting as your predator. What was the reasoning behind that?
First off, I did not, there were a lot of reasons. I did not want to sit anywhere close to a door block deck, because I have quite a bit of stealth, but I don't have that much stealth. And I also did not want to have a Necromancy Bleed deck as first predator. So I chose to sit between Errol and Hugh. Another reason why I wanted to sit between Errol and Hugh is I've sitting as Hugh's prey before with this deck, and at the NAC day 1, which was also a tournament I won with this deck, and Hugh's same deck as my predator. So with that, in hindsight, I had the experience of the exact same situation in another game that I did win. So yeah, that's why I chose it.
Winning concept, why change it?
Precisely.
So
Did you know beforehand which kind of points you would be getting into the finals, or were you trying to play it by ear?
Which kind of points?
Yeah, how did you know you were going to get 0.5, or did you?
No, I was. I had heard from an unnameable source that this Tomas guy, the Polish guy, he was quite easy to deal with and quite easygoing. And since he plays princes, I kind of figured that he and me could have some sort of a vote deal. And I wouldn't say. I was thinking that the game would time out. There's a lot of good players, and nobody would overextend. But I wouldn't say 0.5. I might have thought that if I would have won, I would have won with 1.5 versus another player who also had 1.5.
So you thought that your strategy was basically get Arrow out and then go for a timeout and win by you being the highest seed.
Yeah, one can. It doesn't sound too good when you say it that way, but yes, you can phrase it like that.
Okay. And during the finals itself, you played very passively. By passively, I mean you did not do many actions, but you brought a lot of vampires into play. What was your reason for doing that?
Well, first off, Hugh got a fairly early channel 10, so I needed to mount a lot of stealth to go past his permanent intercept. And in the game before that, I met him in the preliminaries, in which I only got 1 point, and Hugh won that table. He had with neighbor John plus transient intercepts caught me for 4 stealth. So I was feeling that each action I could really take was my first action every turn. It was the key action.
Because of channel 10 only being allowed on the second and onwards.
Precisely. And also I had to talk to either Thomas or Errol for the votes, because I didn't have vote block. So I was kind of forced to play passively. I have no reason whatsoever to bleed, because I know Errol's deck plays a lot of deflections, and that would only strengthen his game and eventually grind my vampires low, because deflecting into the Toreador gun deck, well, he doesn't have any scruples of maneuvering on shooting me for 2 if it saves some blood. So not a lot of bleeding going on. But the deck is very good in that way because it has the bleeding capabilities. So I could have switched if I saw a right moment, but I didn't, so I didn't stop bleeding.
So you felt forced to.
Yeah, I felt quite forced to play passively.
Do you feel there were any moments of the game where you were particularly weak and something might not go your way?
Yes, I was from about the 40 when it was 40 minutes left. I was very afraid that either Thomas or Thiago would get an oust, and it would time after that, because if that happened, I didn't see myself taking Errol at that point of the game. So, because by then I thought that this is going to be a timeout game, and if they get the oust before me, the likeliness of me winning is a lot lower.
Would you say that the final you get was an ideal matchup for your deck, or is there any other matchup that would have been better for you?
In the final?
Yeah. If you're talking tournament, strong and viable deck archetypes.
Yes. For example, I would love to have a little more greedy decks. My deck handles greedy decks very well, and maybe like a Toreador or Antitrivia bleed block deck, because they only have slight intercept. So they would speed up the game for me and still not be... Well, naturally I would want a boat lock. That would be ideal.
So that was one of your issues, were that you didn't have a boat lock.
Yeah.
You had to deal with either Dimash or Errol.
Yeah.
How are you going to celebrate your victory?
I've been aching for that sauna they have here in the hotel for 3 days now. So I might try to convince my good friends Adam Esbjörn and Isak Esbjörn Pemark to join me for half an hour or so. I don't know if they will. Maybe
Might
not.
accept. They might accept.
They might accept.
Okay, congratulations on your win.
Thank you.
Good luck tomorrow. Yeah, good luck
Yes.
tomorrow.
You too, guys. I heard you both are qualified as well.
Yes, thank you.
Good show, guys. Good show.